When me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish, nah, no meat now. And when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan, man. And when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish, nah, no meat now. And when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan. When me no eat no meat, no fish, no cheese, nah, no egg. Nothing with no foot, no eye, no wing, nah, no head. Nothing with no lip, no ears, no tongue, nah, no leg. Prefer fruit and vegetables instead. Me careful and me choose about what I'm eating. Me medicine, me food is me medicine. When me tell people that me not eat them, they think. They look at me and scratch them chin and start wondering.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are the Art School Rejects, and on today's show, we're gonna be talking about. I'm probably gonna butcher this, guys. Okja, that movie about that super pig, and also, yeah. And also, we're going to be talking about some vegan stuff. We have special guests returning from the Midwest. Alina.
That's me. I'm here.
And
You just said Elena.
I said Alina.
No, I heard like halfway between.
Elena. Yeah.
You can try it again.
Yeah, try it again.
And we have Alina.
There you go.
That's me.
And we have Kat.
Hola.
And we have Carlos.
What's up, guys?
And we have Shane, who's myself. And yeah, the 28th episode, season 3. What's up?
Congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
Gracias.
Been a while since you've been on the show, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. Talk about vegan stuff.
The world is ready.
Is it really ready though?
I hope they are. They better be.
The world is ready. We are. I say we. I speak for everybody. I speak for all vegans. We're ready to disrupt the system.
Uh-oh. Are you guys gonna do a coup?
D'état.
A coup d'etat?
We have to get a vegan in the White House somehow.
Damn.
Or we could just convert Trump.
He has Trump steaks, bro.
They can be like Trump Impossible steaks.
Trump Impossible steaks? Nobody wants to eat that.
Yo.
Are we all the Jason Bournes of veganism?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Trump Impossible, Mission Impossible. Jason Bourne.
I don't get it. So
We're like
It's a
Jason
bad-
Bourne, but we're trying to get Trump to be vegan.
I think it's Mission Impossible is Ethan.
Yeah, but
Ethan
like
Hunt,
it's
not
the same
Jason
fucking
Bourne.
genre.
Okay.
It's the same movie.
You confused me.
Different
I was
people.
like,
Same difference.
if you would have said Ethan Hunt, then I would have
I
been
don't fucking
following
know
you.
Mission Impossible's name.
Okay.
damn, that's his name is Mission Impossible. Is that what you scream at the TV at the show when he's on? When you see Tom Cruise running, he's like Mission Impossible. He didn't see the car coming. Oh my god, I can't believe that.
Goddamn Mission Impossible.
Speaking of impossible, Trump Impossible steaks. I actually got to try the Impossible Burger.
Is that the one that bleeds?
That's the one that bleeds. We talked about
Please.
it last.
Yes, we
time.
talked about it. I want to hear all about it from start to finish. Trip report, your Impossible Burger experience.
Okay. So this was a while ago. It was on my birthday, so it was December. But now, according to reports, I think the Impossible Burger is going to be in Umami Burger. Like they're going to be the chain, yeah. So they're going to be making it like accessible for everybody.
Well, I know we have one of those in Chicago, so I may be excited.
Yeah, I think they're everywhere. Back then, this was still something that you could only find in like 5 different restaurants in the whole entire world. One of them was in San Francisco, so I got to go. The restaurant's Jardiniere. It's
Jardiniere.
Some
it's
French.
in I think it's named after the chef. She's a James Beard Award winning chef. Like she's pretty well known.
She starred in Ratatouille. No.
Maybe. So we show up, Jardiniere, sit down. Now the only thing is that they wouldn't seat us in like the main dining hall. Like we had to sit in the bar
in
area,
the hall.
basically.
She was the broom closet.
Yeah, you're not good enough. You're vegan. You gotta sit in the fucking broom closet and eat your burger.
Yeah, This is definitely not a vegan restaurant. It's like a
So why the fuck do they have vegan burger?
Well, here's the thing about the Impossible Burger is like they're really not marketing it to vegans. They're marketing it to
Meat eaters?
meat eaters, exactly. So they're just trying to like get people that wouldn't normally eat like a veggie burger.
But
to
then,
try
like,
something.
why would they go for a non-meat burger if they have the availability for a meat burger that does the exact same, that bleeds, that like does the exact weird ass bullshit?
I think it's just priming people that don't normally eat stuff like this to eat stuff like this because sooner or later they're gonna have to just eat stuff like this.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So like this is the inevitable. Get ready.
Get ready because we're not gonna have the space to do all of this livestock thing for very much longer.
Oh.
Anyways, it was delicious. They prepared it just right. It was one of the most delicious burgers I've ever had. No joke.
How did it feel when you cut into it?
I cut into it first, and
Nice.
I don't know. It looked just. I wanted to kind of check out the texture, and kind of just scope it out from the inside. I don't know if it's not gonna. It didn't look quite like a beef patty.
Yeah.
But it definitely didn't look like a veggie burger either. Not the kind that I'm used to. Like there wasn't like any like black beans or oatmeal or anything weird like that in it.
It didn't do the weird seeping blood-esque texture thing that the videos have all shown.
Yeah.
It didn't bleed a lot. It wasn't like bleeding all over the place, but it did. It did.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah, but it did have like a texture that was more similar to ground beef, I guess, than a veggie burger. Like the texture was definitely like not something I was used to.
Not something you're used to in veggie burgers.
Yeah.
Now, so did we ever figure out, like, is it beet juice? Like, what is the quote-unquote blood, whatever it is?
It's some kind of chemical called heme, and it's something that's found in blood cells, but it's also found in plant cells.
Okay, so it's like a plant-based blood.
They extract it from the plant, and they put it into this kind of a potato patty type of thing. Does
it add anything nutritious, or does it just add like aesthetically to the experience or whatever?
It's just this, the sizzle of it, when you grill it, the texture of it, and it's just that, the smell.
Oh, does it have a smell that's like different than?
It kind of smells like more of like a.
Interesting. I don't know. See, now like I don't know if I'm more excited or more scared to try it when it comes.
It was fantastic. Now, I will say that it was really good, but I think it was just because I was eating at like a 5-star restaurant with like a famous chef. Like it's like the way that they prepared it specifically at this place is not going to be the same way that they prepare it
at Umami.
At Umami, exactly. Like they just get like the patties like in like a in like a plastic wrapper. So the chef can do whatever they want with that patty. And then at Jardiniere, they just made like a phenomenal burger. They like had just the right amount of like pickles on it and everything on it, everything put together. The bun, like all of it. And so if you go to like somewhere else that has it, Momofuku in New York City, Crossroads down in LA.
Yeah, let's just take a trip down Momofuku.
I think that they're gonna prepare it differently at those different places. But the big news is that now it's gonna be at Umami.
Right. I think just the fact, prepared however it is, just the fact that it's gonna be available at places that it's not available, or that even veggie burgers are not available at, that's a big step.
Yeah, and I mean, like, to chime in on this, it's from what you're saying, it definitely has the texture of ground beef. It bleeds a bit, so it has the look of if it's kind of rare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, it's a medium,
so
done.
It fools the visual senses and the actual tactile sense, the sense of touch, that you are eating what you think it is. But in all honesty, it's just all plant matter.
Yeah.
I think that's
is that something that you would
meat eaters?
Yeah, Shane, you being the
What?
I mean,
Are you
the
gonna call me out because I'm black?
The carnivore of the group.
omnivore? He doesn't.
Carnivore.
He's an omnivore.
I don't just eat raw meat.
Omnivore at best.
Omnivore at best.
I just go into the supermarket aisle and I just take out like all the meat just straight out the package.
I think we're all three of us have like different diets, right?
Yeah, I mean,
all four of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Cat's I'm excluded from this because you don't see me as human now. God.
All right, so like if I'm not mistaken, Cat you're vegetarian.
I suppose.
Okay.
I don't particularly like fit into any one category. I don't eat pork, beef, whatever, chicken, that kind of stuff. I don't eat cheese. I eat honey.
So you're like halfway between a vegetarian and a vegan, kind of.
Kind of. But for me, it's more based off of just my stomach and what it can process. It's not because of any like one particular belief.
Okay. And Alina, you're vegan, but you eat fish, right?
I guess I could call myself a peskegan, whatever.
Peskegan.
But at the same time, I'm vegan maybe like 95% of the time because I'm in the Midwest. It's like cheese country, and sometimes. But at the same time, being vegan for almost a decade now has made me lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So yeah, peskegan, like 95% of the time, peskegan. But I do eat fish. I do eat seafood. No dairy, no milk, no eggs, etc.
Most of us are like naturally lactose intolerant because
that's the thing.
Drinking milk is not like a natural thing.
It's not, and some bodies learn to accept it, but most don't, which is why like lactose intolerance is so common.
Or drinking like cow milk is like really weird.
I mean, it's weird to you now. Let's say it's weird to you now, not still.
But it
was always weird, even when I grew up drinking it, and it was weird back then. I just didn't know it was weird because I didn't think about it.
Disgusting.
Same here. No. When I was little, I did not grow up drinking milk.
I don't drink
I was not one of those like milk drinking kids. I was not one of those cereal eating kids.
But your bones.
Bones.
You know what? I'm taller than most people I know. So hey, somehow
something. Yeah.
That's just like the fucking protein argument.
Somehow I got this way, and it wasn't through cow's milk.
You might have been 6 feet too if you drank some milk.
I do remember eating a lot of yogurt, a lot of kefir. Kat, you probably ate a lot of kefir. Yeah. So that was how we got
fermented milk.
The weirder milk.
The other side of milk.
Yeah, but no, I always thought like cow's milk to drink as a human being was a little bit weird.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
Like people who like sit down to a meal and have a glass of milk.
A glass of milk. I never used like a glass of milk. Like why?
Yeah.
How?
If you do that, you're definitely like a Satan worshiper.
Yeah, you're like a serial killer at heart.
Yeah, like I cannot trust anybody that does that.
I know where all you guys live, and Hail Satan, 666.
It's been real, guys.
So, no, man, it is definitely growing up now and knowing where it definitely comes from and having that peace of mind. It's just a little bit weird that we do drink cow's milk.
It's not only cow's milk, they like pump a fuck ton of sugar into that cow's milk.
Oh yeah, I mean it's very chemically.
They put so much preservatives, so many chemicals that are just like, are they okay to just drink as a kid? Question mark. You don't know. Like it's much better to just get it from the source. I feel like just eat some fruit, eat some vegetables.
Your mom's teeth. Get it from your mom's teeth.
I just saw a documentary. What the Health?
What the Health?
It's on Netflix.
Shout out Netflix.
It's the same dude that did Cowspiracy, which we talked about on the last podcast. So I was like, oh, I know this dude. He did Cowspiracy. He's kind of up to his old tricks again with this documentary. But It's been working because I had a friend of mine who just recently did vegan for it's been like 2 weeks and he's sticking with it.
Nice.
And he did it just because he watched this documentary on Netflix.
What did it show?
Well, here's the thing. He told me about it and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then I started watching. I was like, oh, I know this dude. He's from Cowspiracy. And in the Cowspiracy one, he's like big livestock is kind of covering up like Greenpeace and like all of these other like environmentalists. But in this one, he is going after kind of like the health epidemic that's happening in the United States. People dying of cancer and people dying of heart attacks and people dying of diabetes by the thousands on a regular basis, like every day. And there's peer-reviewed research out there, and it all points to animal products. Yeah, animal products, cheese.
Yeah, most of the problems in your body comes from either dairy products, wheat, or meat products.
Yeah.
Especially anything like cardiovascular. If you're having a problem with your heart, it is 99% of the time dietary based.
Yep.
Unless you've been like born with it, you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people are like, "Oh, wait, it's genetic. I'm predisposed because my parents had diabetes, so that means."
But so many people think that way, but they're not.
Yeah. Now, if you have like a 1 in 5 chance because your parents have it, then by having a meat-based diet, then you have like a 4 in 5 chance, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like the people have the same reasoning of like when they're on a diet and say they're like, oh no, I ate a cookie and I wasn't supposed to eat a cookie, so I'm going to eat 10 more cookies today because I ate one. People have that same like mentality where they're like, oh, well, I have a history of diabetes, so it doesn't matter what I do. I can do whatever I want because I have a history of diabetes. It's not going to make a difference.
I'm just gonna get it anyways.
Right, exactly. So it's like, it's fucked up, but that's what people think.
I don't think diabetes is living in your body and waiting for the perfect time to come out.
Right.
Well, it's actually, there is a gene in your body that's predisposed to it, but you could have like the diabetes gene, but then it could not be activated. Like you can activate it with this diet that you choose, or you can keep it dormant with a diet that you choose.
Mm-hmm. Have any of y'all been experimenting with pseudo milks? I guess I tried recently a like coconut blend. It was like coconut and almond blend milk, and it was incredible.
Yeah, I do that nowadays.
Did you just take like half coconut milk and half almond milk and mix it
No,
together?
it was already bottled. Like it came, like I bought it in a store. It was half and half coconut and almond milk, and I'm like, oh my god, this sounds amazing.
What's the brand?
I think it was like Califia.
Oh yeah, that's the same one that I get.
Yeah, they have like a blend, and oh my god, it is incredible. I put it in my smoothies. I sometimes put it in my coffee. But like that's been my most recent like Alterna milk solution.
Yeah, I've been doing that for about before Jamie's wedding. So that's about like a year.
Over
something like that. I gave up
over a year ago
on actually drinking like milk, and I just went into finding that alternative with almond milk.
Congratulations, Shane.
Almond coconut sounds good because I like them both, so it makes sense that I would like them put together as well.
Yeah, so like what I have always felt that almond milk is lacking is like the fat substance of milk, and coconut milk itself is like too fatty. But the two of them together, it's like that perfect combination, and you get like that creamy milk texture. So that's why I like it. It's great in everything that I've had.
Speaking of like store products that you can find at your local Whole Foods, grocery, Ben and Jerry's came out with a bunch of non-dairy flavors.
Oh, what else? Because I know they have the what was the first one they came out with? Because I've had that one. It's like the PB&J one or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that just came out.
Oh, that just came out.
Now I think they're up to like 6.
What?
Yeah, they came out with the first 3. And that was like the peanut butter Oreo one I think you're talking about.
Yeah,
and then they recently came out with three more, I think.
Peanut butter Oreo one's the best.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's Ben and Jerry's, so that means you can find it literally anywhere.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to go to like.
I don't know. Sometimes I've like gone to stores and they just have the regular Ben and Jerry's, but they don't have the non-dairy Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, because in New York, like you just all go to like bodegas.
But you know what? There's a bodega that's like literally next door to my apartment, and they have it. They have it. They have one of them. They have like the basic one. Which one is it? Like the cookie dough or like the chocolate one or whatever.
The cookie dough's so good.
But the fact is that they have non-dairy Ben and Jerry's ice cream at this tiny little bodega. So hashtag blessed, whatever.
Hashtag blessed.
My favorite non-dairy ice cream that I've discovered recently is Not a Moo. If you guys see that, Not a Moo.
I have not heard of that at all.
Look out for Not a Moo if you see it. Definitely cop.
Where?
It's probably Whole Foods.
I found it out. I found it at Whole Foods, and then weirdly also I found it at Grocery Outlet.
We don't have grocery outlet here. We have Aldi.
It's like Smart and Final or something. It's like your like budget ass grocery store.
It's like the Winn-Dixie of the West.
I think all the grocery stores in New York are just like weird ass like little businesses.
Yeah. You don't have like Safeway over there.
No. We have Safeway-esque. Like I know what you're talking about when you say Safeway. We have Jewel Osco. That's like Safeway-esque.
You guys got Publix?
No,
shut the fuck up, Shane. Hey, go home, Shane.
I am home.
My mom just got a Publix. This is like the fanciest motherfucking Publix you've fucking seen.
Yo, Publix is climbing.
And like, she got a Publix.
Please, Publix climb to Chicago.
Publix looks like a Whole Foods. Like, no joke.
Well, they have like Publix that are like Whole Foods. Like they have like Publix like Publix Fresh or something like that. That's like
no, it's Publix Greenwise.
We all grew up in Florida. We all know the Publix. The Publix is in Florida. When I would visit Atlanta, I would go to some Publixes, and I'm like, "What is this heaven on earth?"
They've had them in Georgia for a minute.
Publix doesn't have a vegan sub.
They have boiled peanuts in a can.
Yeah, you know you're in Georgia.
Yeah, but that's like my goal. Like I miss that. I wish I could get boiled peanuts. Those are vegan, by the way.
How is that? Because to me that just seems like something I will not want to.
Compared to boiled peanuts on like the side of the road and the highway.
Ew.
Okay, wait. I guess
I don't know if you want to do that.
I do. It's like
Alina.
Yeah.
Alina, to not cut you off, but my mind is telling me that you're just like the peanuts are still in the water.
They are.
And you like kind of scoop it out and you eat it like that.
Have you ever had boiled peanuts? Like,
no, because
station?
of the whole thing. Not because of the whole my idea of it that there's peanuts in water. Don't matter. It's just peanuts soaking in water, and then you just eat it like that. So you're like eating like cereal of peanuts, but you're using water instead of milk.
You're happy,
and instead of it being like Fruity Loops,
you're half wrong.
You're adding peanuts.
You've had chicken wings. It's a messy meal, right?
Sure.
Got that barbecue everywhere.
Right. Boiled peanuts are the same way. You don't just fucking scoop it up and drink the water with the fucking peanut shell. Like, I don't know what you're thinking, but you do take the peanut out, eat it like a normal peanut.
Oh, so it's not shelled.
They are.
It's not shelled.
No. You gotta get it out of the shell, and it's messy, but it's worth it, just like chicken wings.
Okay, now I get it. See, because in my mind, I'm thinking
it's in a can. The
it's
chicken wings are vegans.
Yes, there you go.
The
Boiled peanuts in a can are the chicken wings of veganism.
Shane, in your mind, are you eating the shells?
No, I didn't think the shells were on there. I just thought it was boiled peanuts just soaking.
You gotta do all the work yourself, and that's what makes it so much more worth it.
So now I see there's a difference.
Yes.
Now that's what I'm saying.
So you gotta try it now. Next time you pass by a gas station offering boiled peanuts, you gotta pull over.
Alright, I'll try it.
They have normal ones and they have Cajun ones, which are spicy. So spicy.
I should be able to handle it.
Yeah.
I can do spicy.
That's the next podcast is Shane and his boiled peanut experience.
Oh God. But to keep things interesting and
to keep things Cajun.
I remember some time back I ran across. I didn't look into it to fact check it. So
Alternative facts.
yeah, I think we are now at the point where scientists were thinking of making synthetic meat.
Ew.
Whereas in you pretty much get rid of you pretty much you just grow the tissue instead of having to
You think you have problems now, just wait till you eat that lab meat.
Well, anyway, but instead of you having to kill an animal or whatever and take their life and then take their flesh, there's ways, as in, you know, throughout stem cells and taking the actual
super pigs.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
But before we get there, you know,
but
like
without the Okjas running around just
no.
miles.
But in that case, because that's different because that pig is still alive. In this scenario, the meat was never alive. It was just grown.
Exactly.
So how do you guys think of that? Like, because as you're like,
where
as you guys are,
where do you take the cells from?
What? Yeah, and what is the purpose of making the tissue versus just like, you know, making like alternatives out of like oats and beans, etc.?
Okay, well, okay. The purpose that I can agree with is that, for instance, it gets rid of the whole having to feed like the livestock and like host them in an area. Or whatever,
the environmental reason,
the environment,
and the animal cruelty as well.
Exactly,
right,
goes
but
out
goes
out the window.
If you have the alternatives of, instead of, you know, making synthetic tissue, doing it all in the lab, which is also expensive, why don't you just stick to, you know, oats and beans and corn and vegetables? Like,
yeah, much healthier.
Right. Well, no, well, it is what you're
because
saying
we want
is
meat.
It's not a bad idea, but
well,
I'm saying
it's going to kill you.
In the case,
everything
though,
kills you.
In the case of just keeping the whole us eating meat, but we're getting it now in a cleaner way. Let's say that.
Okay.
You know.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying in a way that you can't feel bad, like, oh, you know, like this, you're eating a piece of lamb.
I think you just don't understand the way the human body works. It's not a machine.
I
you can't
get
just
that.
genetically modify and grow whatever the fuck you want and put it in your body and expect the same outcome. It's not gonna happen.
Well, no. Well, even with saying that, like thinking that crazy way, it's very wrong.
It is. You don't know what kind of diseases and problems that are going to happen. We already have a lot of issues that we have in our bodies come from what we've done to our food.
Yeah.
Right.
What we've made our food become.
Yeah.
But we can say that for everything though, because even the fruits and vegetables
you know what?
that you guys are eating, that is exactly the same way. We've modified these things from
but like we didn't have gluten allergies, we didn't have like dextrose sugar allergies, fructose allergies.
Sure, these are all different things that we
with our food.
Yeah,
well, so
it's like so you can grow the meat,
right?
All right, so
to get back on topic,
two questions. Number one, where did the cells come from? That the initial cells that you grow.
They're stem cells, probably.
Stem cells, and let's say they utilize this. Let's say the breast tissue of a chicken, for example.
So you have to at least kill one chicken, then.
You don't need to kill something to extract tissue.
Well, you need.
But you probably will. But you
you have to cage it, and like you have to like.
No,
it's not gonna have like it's not free.
No. That's you're thinking way too far into it because, for instance, if you go to the doctor and you get blood work done, are you dead? No, the doctor has your blood.
That's my decision.
Wait, but you paid the doctor to get your blood work done. The chicken doesn't pay for shit, so it doesn't matter what happens to the chicken.
Okay, but then if you look at things, then you guys are going a little bit too far out there.
No, definitely not. It's easy for you to say because you're not the one that's getting like poked and prodded and shit.
And grown to get poked and prodded.
Yeah, and then number two,
you guys are looking at.
Okay, so that was one. Number two, exactly what Kat said. Like you're still eating beef that's still causing cholesterol to build up in your arteries, and it's still causing cancerous cells to grow in your body. It's still causing,
and it can cause new things to happen to you.
or new things that we don't even know about. That's the.
There has been a rise in autoimmune conditions all around the country, and doctors don't know what the fuck to do with them.
Best case scenario, you get a heart attack. Worst case scenario, it's like some kind of mutation we don't even know about.
Exactly. Why would you be putting that in your body?
Well, that could be the best case scenario, because then you can just become a mutant.
These are those what you guys are saying are exactly the worst kind of scenarios that can happen.
But you know,
I'm not hearing from you guys.
About the worst case scenario.
I know this.
Okay, Mr. Positive.
I know this.
Mr. Trump is
to me,
okay.
it's like
exactly.
It's like you also have to look at the benefits of it. Because, I mean, even as you guys are saying, oh, it's going to be bad and all this type of stuff. What if they make it cleaner? Let's say they make it cleaner or something like that.
Will they? Because here's the thing.
We don't know that.
But here's the thing. They won't make it cleaner.
But there's a possibility.
They won't have a need to make it cleaner unless it's profitable.
Yeah.
Unless it makes money for the people that are making it. And usually,
it's not how capitalism works.
Yeah. We live in a capitalist society. That's not the case. It's not going to happen. If they have a cheaper way of doing it and they don't give a shit about making it clean, making it healthy, they're going to go with the cheaper way of doing it.
Right. Yeah. Okay, but
there's no incentive.
There's no
incentive.
You can also say that for vegetables and fruits.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? That's why I have a CSA, and I'd love to go into that. But
the cheaper stuff sucks, but then the more expensive stuff is cleaner for you, right?
Right.
Obviously, we live in a capitalist society where money makes a better choice of all these different things. So overall, though, can you guys at least see? I mean, all right, you guys see the benefits of it being an alternative instead of it having.
I don't think that needs to be the alternative.
You don't think that is at least? No. So you're saying right now that's not a better step?
There's way too much risk to be going that direction than just be eating less meat and eating better things for yourself.
And if that is the alternative, and there is an alternative, it's going to cost at least as much as meat will. So the people that can only afford meat will keep buying the meat. They're not going to buy the alternative. It's going to be a wasteful venture, in my opinion.
Well, this is where I disagree with you guys, because I think it is something that would benefit us, especially with land and taking back the environment.
You're getting more cancers. You're getting more autoimmune conditions. You're getting more diseases. Why would you continue eating the things that give you those things?
Yeah. But from what I'm getting from
no fucking sense.
What I'm getting from
why you want to be sicker as a population?
Okay, from what I'm getting from you, Kat, is that when the whole genetic modified thing, it's like a bad word.
Usually it is.
It's like such a tainted word, because like the first thing that comes out of your mind is like, from what I'm getting from you, and I could be wrong, but from how you're expressing it, is that it's gonna be a mutation. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be this and that and whatever. But in all honesty, and genetically modified stuff,
even if it wasn't modified,
doesn't matter, because half of the fruits and vegetables that you eat, they're genetically modified. Like, think about it.
Even if it was all natural, Shane, it would still kill you just as fast. No. The beef that you're talking about, if it was completely natural, will still kill you just as fast.
Exactly.
Okay, sure. If that is the case, that you're looking at it in that way, but I think I'm very strong on this. I think that it is at least something that we can look into, and it's just, there's a lot of sides to it all. There's the business aspect to it. There's the people who are actually trying to seek the truth. There's so much convolution to it.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? As long as there is a business aspect to it, there will be the people that are going to be doing the genetically modified meats For no reason, for no health reason, except to
just
further
to make
profits.
profit and whatever.
Exactly.
But I mean, if
it's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the situation.
This is what I see happening. When there was recently a company called what's it, Hampton Creek or something like that. They do eggless mayo, basically.
That's not vegan, right?
It's it's called Just Mayo, I think, though, or something like that.
Okay.
And this is a kind of a startup company, and they're actually producing not just mayo, but they're getting into also kind of like an Impossible type of burger as well, all plant based. But they're scaring the shit out of the meat industry. These guys, because they're big and they're in Walmart, and so like that's a threat. They're not just in like the Whole Foods and stuff like that.
Stores.
Right.
And so there's actually like lobbyists from these the big companies, Tyson, and like all the chicken and the pork companies and all. They're actually getting like really worried, and they're gonna be starting these like what Shane said, like these kind of like alternative meats, faux meat.
Just call it synthetic
which
meat.
Is still meat, but it's like faux meat, which is so much weirder than just like fake meat. I feel like.
Yeah, well, they're gonna try to. If they're really worried about kind of like startups like Hampton Creek, and they're gonna be coming out with their own shit to kind of combat that, and it's gonna be something like this, and it's gonna have a label on it that's gonna say like, oh, this is all the benefits that Shane said, and it's gonna be marketed towards people that are thinking it's healthy, but it's probably not gonna be healthy.
All I'm saying is, sure, there's good and bad in it, but let's at least try to save the animal population. Let's get back more of our earth. Let's cut down the actual livestock so that, we don't have to worry so much about global warming and all these different aspects. And we can save in so much more ways, I think, by jumping on the synthetic meat train.
Yeah, and then half your population is developing crazy diseases.
Sure. Okay, fine. We'll deal with that then. But you know what? At least I'm saying I'm looking at a way to save animals.
He's trying to find a middle ground. Well, I see what you're saying, Kat, because it's like we already have a solution. A solution already exists, and it's super easy.
Yeah, but to see, the thing is, though, at the end of the day, even what you guys are saying, like, wholeheartedly go this way. Sure, has it really been done 100% this way? Do we have records of saying that, human life works better on a plant-based, like, non-this, whatever, all these different type of things?
Yes!
Do we have it?
Those things exist!
You're looking for evidence?
Do we actually have
there's science on it.
That says that this is better.
There's science on it.
I'm sure that it's there.
There's peer-reviewed studies.
There's benefits of having both, and to me,
no.
Shut down.
No. Tell me if I'm completely wrong, because from what I've seen out there, that there's benefits. Hold on a second. Let me finish, Carlos. Let me finish.
Yeah, go for it.
Because from what I know, is that there's benefits to everything.
Eating meat. What is it? Tell me.
What are the benefits of eating meat, Shane?
And
don't give you some protein shit.
That's fake news.
Yeah.
It's there.
That's too easy.
It is exactly from what I'm getting is that this is obviously a lifestyle choice that we've chosen. This is something that
I don't think so. I think it's a company choice
it's not a choice that we've chosen. It's a choice that we have been kind of forced upon.
Yeah, exactly.
The companies have made you think that meat is a must in your diet. That's why the rest of the world doesn't eat as much meat as Americans do.
Yes.
Remember, like back in school when they had like the food pyramid.
They had to teach you.
Well, guess what? Guess who funded those?
I know.
Who funded it?
I'm pretty sure big corporations have done this. Like the whole reason.
Which ones?
Which ones? Yeah, exactly. Which one?
I cannot say I know, which ones. I just know
But
that
that's what matters is knowing
Pork?
which ones did it.
The pork
Yeah.
industry, the meat
Yeah.
industry, the poultry industry.
right. It's
Wonder
pretty much
why.
the same reason
So
why there's
there-
that whole like
there-
drink milk,
so
you know,
they-
is good
uh-huh.
for you.
Exactly.
It's
That
the
is
reason.
exactly why
Yeah.
there's the whole drink milk thing. It's
There's
exactly
a
why.
like milk is part, like dairy is part of the food group for some reason, and it's
but
absolutely
it's
not.
It's not necessary. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm. So it's not your fault, Shane, that you feel like this.
No, it's not. No, don't say that, because my whole reason is because I do not like to just factor in and just be like, okay, this is exactly how we need to do it, and this is the only way. Whereas I've seen
It's the only way to keep yourself from getting a heart attack. Let's put it that way.
It's not just about the land; it's about your well-being.
because because the thing is, to me, is that, all right, I know people who've done what you guys are saying, like, that the people shouldn't have done, but they've lived the best life ever. Like, no health issues, no this, none of that.
That's
Whatever.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's great, but that's not the majority.
Oh, you're talking about an omnivore diet.
Yes. that's-
Okay, so that's a good point, because like just like some smokers will smoke their
Right,
whole entire lives
right,
and they
right,
won't get
right.
cancer. It's like, yeah, that it happens.
And that's
It's
what
like
I'm saying.
But
But
then
there's
so
a
it's like
possibility, so
basically
you
like
can't
you're
rule
putting-
that out. So that's to say that, all right,
Well, it's like
let's just
it's your life
cut
though. You
all
want
of
to
this
so
out.
instead of
and then just like
Yeah.
this will be what it is.
so if you have a meat-based diet, you will have, let's say, a 85% chance that you'll accumulate at some point in your life diabetes, heart, cholesterol, or cancer, right? Yeah, there's a 15% chance that you won't get anything.
Or you
But
have
that's like that's a rush.
100%
That's like
chance.
it's like Russian roulette. You're just like putting more bullets into the gun, and if you eliminate meat products from your meat and dairy from your diet, then you're just taking all the bullets out of the gun.
Right.
Oh, I hear you guys out. I still, at this point, until I am
But-
100%
There's
proven.
no you can't
That-
you can't
You know what,
change
Shane?
people.
We need people like you
No.
to be the other person, so that we're not just an echo chamber.
Oh, okay, fine, but see, my
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
no.
or anything.
I totally get it, and I just want to just clarify is that it's not that I don't see the benefits of everything, or or whatever. It's just that at this point, I cannot safely just rule out and be like,
You're addicted.
no, man, you're making it more personal.
It's okay.
You're
It's
making it
okay.
more
Addiction,
personal
Shane.
than it needs to be. I'm saying is
No.
that from what I know and from what I've seen, it's one of those things that I'm like, okay, a healthy, balanced diet.
That's exactly what they want you to think. It's so funny that you're like speaking like their lines, like their.
But you know what? That's the majority
But
of the
you're
people
not-
that we want to convince.
Okay, and these people who I'm talking about are like
They're you.
like my great aunt, right? And maybe it is just the quality of food. It could be very much that, because I know in Barbados the quality of meat and all these different things are fairly very different. It's not like
Yeah,
as
that's
processed
true.
as
That's
what it is over here.
It's not like factory meat.
Exactly.
I'm sure you still get meat imported. I don't think you grow all the
I'm
meat
sure
for
of
Barbados
that.
in Barbados.
Well, no.
I'm
The thing
sure
is,
of
a lot
that,
of the
but-
island states is that a lot of it is not imported. They
It's-
do a lot of things.
It's just
in-
naturally farmed,
Mhm.
I could see that.
not big, whatever. And these people who I'm talking about are just like my dad's aunts and like my stepmom's family who live on farms and like in rural areas. They consume chicken, the goats and cows and whatever, and
And those are all
buttload-
things that can easily grow on the land,
Right.
like in your backyard. So it's a
Exactly.
different issue. It's a very different issue in that sense.
right, and
But
they
I feel
eat
like
all.
we are talking about in America in the stuff that we buy in grocery stores. We don't grow our own chickens. We don't,
Right. And so that's
Most
what
do all
I'm trying
that.
to get the point across, is that not to sound like to go straight fully vegan, and that this is the only way that can support. This is the best way to support life. Being a human.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it can't be done right. Not everybody can grow chickens and cows in their backyard.
I mean, it's what you guys are saying ultimately is what you guys have been saying, that, hey, instead of doing it this way, we can, if we get everyone to be on this page, it's the same thing. At both perspectives, it's going to take work to generally get this whole country to be on that level. But to end this and so that we can move on, I'm still in favor of trying to find that alternative so that at least you can make something better for people who are going to still be on that lazy tip that they're just going to go to the supermarket and pick up some meat. At least having the knowledge or the feeling, knowing like, oh, an animal's life wasn't taken. Oh, this thing is not taking up land or whatever. It could be super clean. It could be like beef jerky for all we know.
For those, Shane wants an alternative for those people that are picking up a little bit of super pig jerky.
Yeah, so tell me all about Okja.
The world's population is at 7 billion. 805 million human beings struggle with hunger every day, including 30 million right here in the United States. The world is running out of food, and we're not talking about it. We needed a miracle. And then we got one. Say hello to a super piglet.
Okja is a movie about they were trying to do exactly what I was just talking about with making synthetic meat. But instead of making just the actual tissue, they formed a genetically modified pig, which would yield more meat and has from what they were saying, a lesser impact on the environment, and it has less waste and all that.
It poops cute.
So yeah,
it poops like a hippo.
Like a hippo.
It is. They called it a pig, but Okja looks a lot more like a hippo than a pig.
Yeah. I mean, hippo pig, super pig.
It's like a giant hippo that has like floppy ears
and is like delicious.
Apparently,
that's what they made in this movie. A super pig.
Very expressive eyes. Okja.
Yeah.
Like she cried.
Yeah, they did a very good job of giving the animal emotions that you're just kind of like really wondering throughout the movie. Like, is it just like a dumb animal, or does
pigs are one of the smartest animals in the world?
Okay, yeah, that's true. No, I know this.
Just from the trailer, and all I saw was the trailer, but just from the trailer, it did not seem like just a dumb pig. The pig seemed like the most intelligent person in the entire trailer.
Well, it's based around this girl. It's like her and her grandpa live in the mountains, and
they're growing this pig.
And they're growing a pig. Then, like 10 years later, the Monsanto comes back.
The Tyson of the movie.
The corporation that gives them the pig comes back for their pig, because unknown to them, they thought that they were just growing the pig for a.
Well, the grandpa
knew. That's why he took her into the woods to go see their dead parents, so they could take the pig away.
No, he knew that he was going to take the pig away. I don't think he knew exactly. Oh no, yeah, I think
he knew because he told her. He showed her a picture of the pig and wrote like prime rib and whatever on it.
Yeah.
So he totally knew what was happening with that pig.
Yeah, which is not that bad of a.
But like the funny thing is, I find it like really weird because they eat like chickens and they eat meat.
Yeah, Mija and her grandpa, they both eat like fish and chicken.
They eat meat.
But there's an important part of the movie where Okja and the girl are, by the pond, and she's using Okja to get fish. Mm-hmm. She does that thing where I think she gets the fish that she wants, and then there's another fish that she doesn't need, so she just takes it up and puts it back in. So from what I got from that part was that they only take what they need, and they're not overtaking, taking in excess.
Yeah,
keeping the
I
balance going.
understand that, but if that was the moral of the movie, then why wasn't it like?
Why was
I just felt like it was just like, okay, I got my pig, I'm going home and eating my chicken soup and whatever, and you guys can just continue to kill these pigs because that's literally what happened.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the sense there was nothing.
They're continue to growing these pigs. They're continue to kill these pigs.
Yeah,
and people are still eating that meat. Nothing has changed.
Well, because that's how reality
That is
is.
reality.
Though. Like,
I understand that's how
we're
reality
doing
is,
that.
but if that was what you wanted to say with your movie, you didn't do it.
This movie is from the Korean director Bong.
Bong?
Yo, he takes big hits. Bong Joon Ho.
Right?
I mean, hey, that's your name. Like the cop stops you, and then like, hey, let me see some ID, and it's like Bong. All right, let me see. Where do you got the stuff at? No, but he's like, obviously big time director. He did The Host, which is one of my favorite movies from back in the day, and also recently he did Snowpiercer.
Never seen that either.
Oh, nice. I did not know he was Snowpiercer guy.
Yeah, this dude is amazing, and this is his latest movie.
But I did hear a lot of people went into it thinking that it was going to kind of be like Snowpiercer, but it wasn't to live up to the name of it.
I mean, it got a big ovation at the Cannes Film Festival. I think it had like a 4-minute standing ovation. So I think
Nice.
a lot of people are into it.
Wait, is it Con or is it Can?
Can.
There you go.
I think it was an alright movie. I don't think it was like that profound. I didn't feel like, to be honest with you, at the end of the movie, I just felt like it was depressing.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking concentration camp and they just kept killing people.
Honestly, it's usually what they like at those music festivals.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think it was really weak.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I mean, that's the reality of things. Actuality, if it really were to happen in a real life setting, that little girl would have been dead. That pig would have been on the market, and
we're not talking about real life, honey.
The movie definitely could have been way darker.
Yeah,
it just seemed
been.
like
I thought
really
so. I was hoping for it to get darker. I was gonna hope that you were like, oh wow, like Okja got caught up in whatever, and like all this type of stuff.
Caught up,
like. It got,
well, like at the very end, like with the air gun.
Yeah.
Like, like that was the moment.
With the picture, this is my pig, and the guy's just like,
fuck it. Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Yo, that would be movie would be like.
I would have stand up. I've been like, yo, oh my god, they did this. They killed this little girl's pig.
It wasn't necessarily a happy ending, though, right? Because we did see like those pigs that were left behind.
Oh, I mean,
frankly,
she
didn't seem like she was too sad or thought about them pigs after she got home at all.
No, she didn't.
I think at that point, like, I think she was just like fucking relieved.
Yeah, but what purpose is this serving? Like, what are you trying to say with your movie? Because I don't feel like you're saying anything.
They were just trying to give you that peek.
Just like, hey, look, people eat pigs.
I mean, honestly, as someone that watches a lot of Korean, not cinema, but a lot of Korean entertainment, I watch a lot of K-dramas. From what it sounds, yeah, laugh.
No. I know where it's going.
No.
I'm not laughing at the fact that you're watching it. I know where you're going.
It is laughable. It is laughable. But, like, I see what a lot of the mass media of Korea is fed, a lot of what they expect.
Barbecue.
And from what it sounds like, this is controversial. This is not the norm. So even if this is cookie cutter for the Western media for us, we have to think about the cultural differences. And this is not what, is on TV in Korea. This is not normal.
From what I understand, like, because I was reading some interviews that they interviewed Bong Joon Ho, and he did research for the movie. He visited many slaughterhouses in Colorado, actually. And he was explaining that, like, there's no experience. Like, you can watch like videos on YouTube, and I've seen them all. But like,
frankly, that's enough.
It's like on another level just being there. It's like it's so much worse than you can imagine. Because there's like a smell aspect to it that you don't get in. Like you don't smell it in the movie, right? When you're in the slaughterhouse.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're
Smell-o-vision coming soon.
He actually went vegan for like 2 months after that.
That's good, I guess.
Dude,
2 months is amateur.
I don't know how you go through a slaughterhouse and then come out wanting a burger because I would just want to puke everything up.
Because I don't see it that way. I know that there's...
You're totally unsensitive and have no feelings whatsoever.
I have feelings. It's just I know
you cannot sympathize with any one creature.
I do. It's just that I know the tough realities that exist.
The tough realities, though, don't need to be the tough realities.
The tough reality is that like Shay wants it in his stomach.
Exactly.
It's like it's. I mean, I'll be very honest.
The tough
like,
reality is it doesn't need to be this way.
Yeah, sure, it could be better, and hopefully we get to that point. But you know, like I can see these movies, and I'm like, hey, all right, still gonna eat this hamburger, or still gonna do this.
I don't know, man.
Brilliant marketing campaign, right? Netflix did for the movie, right? And they were marketing it after with those commercials. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah, what happened is like it's a lady in the grocery aisle, and she's like, "Hey, I'm picking up meat."
She's crying.
And then like it's like before Okja, like, "Oh, I'm picking up this ham. All right, fine." And then she goes in there and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's all distraught and she starts crying.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel that way personally if I saw Okja. It didn't have that kind of an emotional impact on me that I would be like crying at the grocery store, like looking at pieces of ham.
From like reading reviews and like listening to other people, like some people actually did have that much of an impact.
Yeah, I mean, like I've heard
it needs a more stronger imagery.
Same, but you know what?
You want the smell-o-vision.
I want the smell-o-vision.
Oh, I do not. I'm vegan enough without the smell-o-vision.
I mean, I've heard that as well. Like, I have some vegan friends who are like, "Oh man, after seeing this movie, like I've converted." Like, she said converted. Well, some people have converted. Sorry, not to say that she's converted. Some people have converted to like veganism, and I'm just like, wow, okay, that's really awesome. You know, if that is what it takes for you to make that lifestyle change.
Kat, you live in New York.
I live in New York.
Okay, so at the end when they have like that big like Monsanto's having like that big event, presumably like downtown like New York City,
someplace in New York City. It was just some alleyway,
and there was so many people there. Who shows up to that?
Extras.
No, but like I was like, who are
real life?
Yeah, like who the hell is like showing up to this like presentation of like the
like
anybody?
Like if this was a real thing and people were just like hanging out, dude. This is America. America loves its fucking meat. If you were handing out free meat in the middle of the street, there would be people crawling up and down.
All right, this is completely unrelated, but have any y'all New Yorkers, aka Kat, have you seen John Wick 2?
Oh, John Wick 2. That's my jam.
No, I haven't seen John
Wick 2. The second John Wick.
No.
I'm just curious when you do see it, because you should. Like, when they're fucking fighting in the New York subways and nobody's even, like, looking a second glance. Like, is that just how people in New York are? They just don't even, like, care if you're shooting
There's some crazy-ass shit that happens every single day. Nobody has the time for it.
I'm like, y'all can kill each other, like, right next to you, but now you gotta get to your M train. Is that what's happening?
That's truth.
People
need to get going where they need to go.
They ain't got time for that.
They ain't got time for that.
I mean, there's like so many like the kids that do the Showtime.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Well, I don't know. I don't know the subway that much.
Like everybody's just conditioned to like
Showtime.
Just like, not care.
Yeah, to like no, like I'm out. Yeah,
it's only tourists that really react that way because everyone's desensitized.
Okay.
I don't know. People enjoy it. I guess like on the weekends more than the weekdays because you know people go to work and they're just kind of like, ugh, I hate life.
They're being New Yorkers.
Yeah, like kids do that here too, like on BART, and I'm usually like on my way to work or coming home from work, and I'm just like. Like nah dog, like yo I am like yo I don't have, yeah, like I am spent, like I'm not just about this right now.
Blood on me and I don't give a shit about it.
Or like sweat or like anything weird. But like maybe on the weekends, I don't know, if I was in a better mood and I was like going out to a show or something.
You'd be like, yeah,
There's
don't
been
kill
like
each
people
other.
have had sex in the middle of the train. There's like like
what?
thrown up all over the
I was like, yo, that's taking
Yo.
Showtime to the next level.
I mean, I've seen vomit. I've seen piss here in Chicago. I have not
vomit,
seen sex.
piss, nakedness,
Live sex.
Wow.
dicks out,
Yo.
walking around.
Alright. New York, baby,
Yo,
the Big Apple.
I need to come and see that.
I have yet to see anybody, have a baby on the train
Whoa,
yet, though.
that's it. Damn, you've actually seen people fucking on the train?
No, I've heard the story.
Okay.
I don't ride the train. I ride on a bicycle most of the time.
Okay.
Yo, shout out to me. I just got an annual city bike
Hell yes.
membership.
Yes. You know what? I think I don't want to steer this conversation off into a tangent, but I've been riding my bike more. I've been eating healthier. I've been eating a lot more vegan, a lot more vegetables, and I have a lot more energy to ride my bike. I don't know if any of y'all have experienced similar.
I'm in the middle of a juice cleanse currently.
How's that going?
Pretty good. Like I was a couple days. I've also been doing like boxing class and working out at the gym and doing CrossFit.
With a juice
which
cleanse?
is essentially
Yo,
like
you crazy.
Sometimes, yeah.
fasting.
You're
Essentially.
trying to kill yourself or something.
Well, there was a couple scary moments where I was like, I got up too fast and I was like, oh shit, nah.
Calm down and relax. You're not supposed to go do CrossFit while you're on a juice cleanse.
I know. I gotta work that out
You
still.
gotta
But
chill
day
out,
5,
man.
I'm still going strong. I've been doing all kinds of fresh juices. Luckily, I got a trusty Vitamix that I've been using. I don't have a juicer. I have a Vitamix where I just dump everything in there. The Vitamix liquefies it, and then I just use a strainer, and it works great.
So I have a Ninja, just a plain ass blender, which is great. I love my Ninja, but my new roommate has a juicer, and I have not used it yet, but I'm very excited to. But it's like Vitamix-esque, right? That's what a juicer is. It's like a Vitamix, like a super juicer.
Vitamix is more of a blender. I just kind of use it. I don't have a
Blends
juicer.
really well.
Yeah, it
So
just blends really well.
what do you put in your Vitamix, and what do you make?
So I've been doing avocado, cucumber, or kale juice.
Okay.
With an apple
Okay.
also. It's pretty fucking.
No banana, because whenever I make smoothies, I do banana, kale, spinach, some Alterna milk, whatever, and then sometimes peanut butter.
Well, it's not a
sometimes,
smoothie because I'm straining it.
it's a juice. Okay.
Yeah, it's a juice,
Yeah.
so no milk necessary. But I have been throwing an apple in there, and then also a little bit of agave, just kind of
You and your
That
agave.
agave life.
Yeah, something to think about.
something
I
to think
guess.
about. Definitely feeling good though.
Something
Feeling good.
to
Day
think
5 going strong. I think I'm gonna go maybe
Yeah.
10. Try to hit double digits, and then I can jump on my city bike because I just got an annual pass.
I hate you city bikers. No offense. Y'all just be on your fucking phones texting in the middle of the street while you ride
Oh my
it.
god.
What is that? How
Our
is
city
that? How
bikes, the equivalent of divvy bikes for Chicago, where it's a rentable bike. You pick it up, you drop it off.
Yeah, same thing.
And then it's a fucking cruiser ass bike, and y'all don't know the rules of the road.
Same thing. But I'm not
Awful.
well. So wait. So there's bike snobs.
Yeah, they're hella bike snobs in New York City.
Wait. So if you have a city bike, it's not as chill as if you have a.
Your own bike.
Your own bike.
Because it's if you have a city bike, it's you're a businessman who needs to I don't know, get from one place to another, but you also don't know how to ride a bicycle in New York City, and you're probably going to die in the next week because you are texting while biking.
But that could go for anybody on a bicycle.
The wrong street against traffic.
There's bicyclists that have their own bicycle that don't text and bike at the same time.
No. You
Rude. It's like a fucking drag. Thanks.
What it really sounds like is that Carlos is out here trying to live a better life, and you guys are telling
I'm
him.
not hating on you, but I'm just saying.
There will always be those hipsters.
You're not directly hating on him, but it's I guess there's still always going to be that hate that even though he's searching for an alternative to, his lifestyle. He's not fully committed there yet, but he's trying to, get there.
I mean, how much is this thing a year?
He's trying to get there. But yet we're still clowning him.
It works for me. Okay, I'll tell you why. If I had a bike, I'd have to like store it somewhere in my house when I'm not using it.
That's not even hard.
It's not that
Very
hard.
limited.
I live in New York City in a fucking cupboard.
Okay, well, it's like we I think we have similar situations like as far as housing and where we live. So it wouldn't be impossible, but it's just like one other thing that I have to store is like less space where I can enjoy myself in. Number two, bikes can get stolen. They get stolen here all the time. Literally everybody that owns a bike has got a bike stolen.
Walk, bitch.
Don't
They got people.
a fancy ass, schmancy, super flashy bike.
Yeah.
Or just get a nice lock. Just get a cheap ass,
A burner bike.
No, just a good lock. Just a good lock. That's all that it takes.
And number two, I just like the idea of just like, oh, there's a rack right here, right on my street, and there's like a rack like everywhere I go. So just the idea of like being able to kind of scan it it works with my Clipper card, with the BART card, like the card that you use for the bus. It like works with that. I could just scan my Clipper card, like pick up the bike, take it to play basketball. And I don't have to worry about it.
Carlos is just out here trying to take on the alternatives.
I guess. Personally, I just feel like they're
It sounds
shitty
like
bikes, number one.
Yeah.
They're really, really slow and heavy.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to get anywhere fast, they're just like in the way.
They are so slow.
You'll be pedaling like forever.
Oh, yeah.
We got a race. That's what it sounds like.
Like, and half
I'll race my city bike against your like fancy Japanese frame.
I'm gonna ride
it's not Japanese.
California.
We need to do a 4-person race. I think we all.
Shane loses automatically.
Wait, what? Okay. Why am I excluded from this race?
You want to race too?
Do you have a bike, Shane?
You don't have a bike.
I have a car.
Human powered only.
I'm pushing the pedals. I'm making it go.
Right, the car is making it go.
Nope. The car does
gasoline. If there was no gasoline in that car, that car would not go.
If there's no human in that car, it's not gonna go. Am
not
I
yet.
Right?
There's self-driving cars.
We're still working with what I got right now. So I'm pretty sure there might be self-riding bikes.
I think there is like a self-riding motorcycle.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
You really need that?
They're trying to get artificial intelligence in everything.
Sounds like a whole lot of death.
To wrap it up,
watch Okja on Netflix if you haven't already. We got some spicy takes here on this episode.
Very hot.
Try to do a meatless Monday if possible, or try it out.
Just try it.
Or you know what? Go to your nearest umami burger and try the Impossible Burger and see how you feel about it.
Yep.
Or try to just eat healthy.
But what does that mean?
That means no meat or dairy.
Eat healthy, diet right, work out, and at least do your part to, not make the world a bad place for everybody.
There you go.
And for animals.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was a good time. So to hold on a second, I gotta take a drink of water. Yeah, you can find us at artschoolrejects.com. Yeah, it was good. It was a good conversation, guys.
Yeah,
I
had fun. Good time. Good talk.
So I want to say at this time, thank you, Alina.
Got a little messy.
No one lost hair or anything like that.
Nobody saw these hands.
Nah, I'm pretty sure everyone here is gonna just continue living the way they live. You're gonna be a full hardcore vegan. Carlos,
vegan for life.
Alina is gonna be her pesca vegan that she made up.
I'm gonna keep eating whatever fish I want, whenever I want.
Kat's gonna live within her dietary restrictions, and I'm gonna keep finding out what works best for me at this time.
Yeah!
Giant middle finger to the rest of us.
For me? No.
Yeah, kind of, but it's fine.
Not really, because I will say, because of who's my girlfriend, there's been a lot of
influences, positive influences around me.
So because of that, like, I've made certain lifestyle changes because of people suggest things, and I'm like, okay, fine, let me try this. Okay, cool, I like this. All right, so thank you, Alina, for being on the show.
Anytime.
And thank you, Kat.
Thank you for having me.
For being on the show.
And being honest.
And thank you, Carlos, for being on the show as well. And I won't thank myself, but yeah.
Thank you, Shane, for being on the show.
I always whenever Shane says that every time, and then he always gets what he wants.
That's what he wants. He wants self-justification.
Self-justification? I'm not gonna thank myself. I'm just doing it because if I thank myself, then I sound like a real fucking asshole. Like, yo,
you're doing it for the people.
I'm doing it just because. If you guys want to thank me, thank me. If you guys don't, it's fine. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it.
I know what it is.
You guys are going deeper into the box. Anyway, yeah. Okay, everyone, bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye. Good night. Don't say if you're not home.
I eat callaloo, aki, sweet potato, yam, banana, and tomato, cabbage, spinach, avocado, chocho, buttered bean and cocoa, courgette, millet, plantain, rice and peas and pumpkin, mango, dates and guava, chickpeas and cassava, Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, onion, fennel and cucumber, plum, pear and papaya, aubergine and saya, lime, lentils and quinoa, oatmeal bread and oatmeal flour, watercress and okra, tofu and sweet pepper, couscous and carrot.